restart here, guys.
The draft begins.
There we go. I mean, well, this is the Catherine band. Maybe not Hammer's having a little bit of difficulty getting the band picks in.
There's the Grace band. There we go. So we have two of the power picks off the board. That burst healing's gone. Those double blast tremors and stuns gone. You have the pedal picked up by C9, though. Gonna be a deadly hero on old school there.
Yeah, it could be old school, could be I Love Joseph. We've seen Pedal played in multiple positions this week and last week. Could even be support Pedal for all we know. Anything is possible. So, but I think the weapon Pedal has been a really popular pick of late. Hammer's going to go actually with Vox. And I think that what might be interesting here is they might go Crystal Vox. We've seen players do this, is when you have the Pedal pick come out, the Crystal Vox's resonances do apply to the Munions as well. And it can allow Vox to apply even more damage onto the enemy team. Going to ban away the Glaive, which could be very difficult. You know, it could be really good against the Vox. But they also need to think about the jungle. Pedal could be flexed into jungle as well as lane. And that's important for Hammers to have an answer for Pedal no matter which position it goes.
Well, in addition to that, I feel like Glaive being banned was probably also because they didn't want him to be used against them, like in the last game where they just had Chicken repositioned so many times with those Glaive afterburns. Lyra gets banned now, taking one of those healers off the board, and also they probably didn't want to have anything used against them to limit the mobility of this Pedal. Like trampolining in and out of the fights.
Yeah, absolutely. Lance going to be the next pickup here. And Lyra. The Lyra ban definitely to try to mitigate the healers since Grace was already taken off.
Oh yeah, so with most of the healers gone, minus Adagio, we could end up having a straight up brawl here.
Ooh.
Arden picked up
Heavy engage here. Going to likely be that support. I'm sorry, that jungle carry fortress coming out of I Love Joseph.
Yeah, this comp from C9 has a lot of dive potential right here. A lot of dive and then a little bit of kiting potential with the Pedal as well. But Pedal can also trampoline in, and she could trampoline out of the fights as well.
So Hammers now with the last pick. What do they go? I mean, they really need to get a point here more than anything. They've been sitting at 5 points for 2 weeks, looking for some way to get out of this hole that they've been unfortunately stuck in for the last couple of weeks. We'll have to see. In the jungle, there's a lot of things I think I'd like to see. With Pedal, it really makes it complicated because you really don't want to get in a spot where you're like forced. I actually would say Rhyme wouldn't be a bad pick here for Hammers. Rhyme is going to be good. They're going to go with Baptiste instead. But Rhyme has a lot of factors. The only thing that's difficult about Rhyme is that Pedal pick. But Pedal being in the lane means in the jungle would have been a little bit easier.
Well, they definitely got this Rhyme so that they could lock down that Pedal. Make it a lot easier to target her. Sorry, this Baptiste. Yeah, so we can go ahead and ordain the Pedal up, stun her up, and make it so she can't trampoline in and out. And if she does trampoline out, she's going to be able to move to a good distance, but she's going to be stunned up once she lands.
No, absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see, like, if anything, maybe to stop the Pedal. Even the Fortress, right? If you use the Ordain on the Fortress, you do slow him up a little bit. He's going to be kind of aggressive. We'll have to see. Does Hollywood Hammers have what it takes to take a game off of the current defending champions? Not only for two-time defending champions, but also the #1 seed here in the Vainglory 8. Find out here in just a few minutes. Of course, Cloud9, they've been on a tear. They've only lost a few games and haven't lost a single series.
Looks like we've got Chicken, Weapon Power, Lance in lane. Gonna be very interesting here. Dragonborn.
Wow, this is very interesting. The jungle Vox. The only thing I can imagine is maybe Status is going to play lane and Chicken's going to play jungle. Yeah, that looks like it might be just a change in roles for the team. Since at this point, you know, you're probably thinking, all right, we're not going to win, so let's at least try something different. You know, the worst that can happen is we lose, which is a fate that they were probably certain that might happen.
We do have old school as predicted on this weapon power pedal here. There looks like they're splitting the experience and CS over in the jungle right now, as we've been seeing a lot of teams do here in the BGA in recent weeks. pretty smart. It's able to get them to that level 2 power spike very easily for these early game fights, and Status is going very low in lane.
He's going low. He's got a healing flask he can use. He uses it right at the last minute as he was looking to recall anyway, so he didn't want to have to use it if he didn't need it. In the jungle, though, we do have a little bit of a contention, possibly a 3v2 breaking out. As, yeah, I Love Joseph goes in. Nice get through the wall, stuns him up. There's a root onto Gabe, but Polly's taking so much damage from Joseph, and that's first blood going over to Cloud9 as they find the kill. Fortress already doing a work. You see, Fortress builds that Dragon Blood contract, and it just absolutely ruined you here. Nice root and get through the wall as they try to continue contesting this. It's going to be going over, the Elder Trid's going to be going over to Cloud9. But so far, Hammer's just trying to be as aggressive as they possibly can, looking for any in or out to get over Cloud9.
Yeah, it has, the Dragon Blood contract is a pretty good pickup. We've been seeing it picked up a lot recently, this update. Ooh, Ordained onto Gabe Bizzle.
Yeah, it comes in. There's going to be a kill, traded over. Hammer's looking for some kind of momentum. And Old School, he's low too. As they didn't rotate back after that engagement. They did, of course, go a little low. And now a big wave is pushing up with Status and Polly trying to put some pressure here on the turret. But Status is taking turret aggro, and he goes down. Old School's low, but Polly's going to... is he going to get the kill? He gets the kill. Trades it with his life. It's going to be 3-2. I'm not sure if it's worth it, though. This is such a weird pressure by Hammers. They're just going in, just looking to wreak havoc and get a kill onto Cloud9 any way possible.
That was a very weird fight, Dragonborn, and what we talked about earlier, it exactly was illustrated right there. We had Polly actually ordain up Old School. He knew he was in trouble. He didn't want to stay in that position. He trampolines away, gets stunned up afterwards, but still, even when he stunned up, he was repositioned. And just the repositioning during that team fight made it very important, and it was a big factor in them actually trading more evenly during that team fight.
Yeah, I mean, this time they're still down by 1,000 gold, but it doesn't feel like they're struggling nearly as bad to get the gold, to get the farm as they were in game 1 at this point. I mean, it's crazy to say at 3 minutes they were already struggling. But of course, this is a pedal we're talking about, and weapon pedal does need a little bit of time to come online before it's becoming a major fear factor. Not sure if Status is going to be going this Crystal route. I think he is. He bought that Blazing Salvo and then, you know, trying to maybe like just not give away the fact that he's going Crystal just yet, because that is going to be more effective into this weapon pedal. Absolutely is. Old School now just looking to try to keep close with farm. It's actually a few CS lead in favor of Old School, as Status, you know, does struggle a little bit here to pedal early.
Yeah, if he's able to get down his pulse, apply resonance, and like he's been doing, that's going to be able to do some good damage without having to be in the pedal's face. As long as you're not in the pedal's face, it's going to be a little bit easier.
Nice root. Joseph's low. But Old School's going to come down. They're going to beat up here at the bottom. They did try to find Polly, but Polly's starting to build up some of that defense. A little too tanky. Go down to the CP Fortress. So just like that, they're not going to be contested. And of course, at 4 minutes with the jungle intensifying, I don't think Cloud9 wanted to risk it too much. Oh, in the lane, Status, he's low. He's going to have to use his flask, but one more shot almost did it. He gets out alive. Old School's very low now. He's going to get ordained, get stunned up. One more. Oh, Bad Mojo almost does a trick. He has to use his flask, and Polly, oh, going the wrong way. He's going to get blown up. Out chicken. Looking for a potential impale onto Old School. Not gonna find it. No armor really built on the side of Hammers yet, which is a major factor for how effective right now Old School is starting to become.
Yeah, they've got to be really careful here. If Hammers wants to win this game, Dragonborn, they're gonna have to chain their CC onto Old School. If they're able to chain up those Ordains and the Lance Impales, and then have Status come in there and finish him off, that's going to be really good. That'll be a lot of CC chained, a lot of damage coming down. We don't see any tier 3 items except for that fountain. Just got picked up by Polly on the side of Hammers. And
well, they alternating current on Status.
Oh, he has that. Yeah, I just picked that up right now.
You're right. Chicken's still a little bit behind in gold.
Yeah, just a wee bit, but I would expect him to get that Sorrow Blade next to just give him that flat base damage that he's going to need there with this weapon-powered lance. And but Paulie in that last team fight, he got the ordained, but I don't understand why he went too far in. He was going really towards that turret, and he just got blown up in that last team fight. Got to be really careful here.
Yeah, another fight going in. Nice getting wall stun up. Joseph's got to be careful. He's going to back away. Good fight so far for Hammers. They are able to apply some pressure. This Crystal Vox, he's going to start surprising you in these fights. This is something that Cloud9, who like to bunch up typically, have to be really great getting the wall. Stops the engage. Root is going to miss on the impale as Old School and Status trade. They look to try to find damage onto onto Status, but Joseph gets ordained. And back and forth we go. Gabe's going to have to disengage. And Root comes in. There's another nice jump onto Gabe. But Status, he's low. He drops. Doesn't have enough armor to deal with Old School's Petal. And that's another kill going over to Cloud9. Looked pretty good from Hammer's point of view, Sean. Unfortunately, unable to finish these fights.
Yeah, they're really unable to capitalize on some of the damage that they dealt, that they traded upon C9 for. Oh, don't fight Lance in corridors, Old School.
Yeah, he takes a little bit of a chip shot there. The impale, it does hurt. As we see, Stas is coming back here, but at 6 minutes, no turret down. This is looking pretty good. Paulie, though, he's not looking good. Takes some damage. Miss impale again. Old School and company, they're just getting out of here. I don't think they want to risk it. They're not looking to deal as Vox comes down. They know being bunched up together against Status is going to be very problematic. Both teams... Oh, actually, Gabe does not have a fountain, and Hammer still has their fountains hold. So this could be an interesting fight if Cloud9 maybe forgets about that and overextends. Nah, they're not. So they know their limits. Sorrow Blade on Chicken. He's able to now dish out that flatline damage you were talking about, Sean. And likely going to be building into some attack speed item right after that. But oh, I love Joseph. He's done. Look at his CS at 42. Has a nice lead over Chicken. And Old School, obviously a decent lead over Status in the lane.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent lead. Old School, he's working towards that crit damage there. Looks like he's working towards that tornado trigger, so that's going to give him a lot of attack speed and damage per second, as well as that crit chance. When he trampolines in, that also gives him that extra. Oh, Gauntlet comes down. Gauntlet
Status doesn't have a reflex blocks, takes the stun, just looks to try to get out of there. Chicken backs up. Back and forth, but actually it's C9. They don't see the damage they need. Not yet. Maybe they go in now as Chicken. He's going to have to get the wall because Old School and company are rotating down. Wait for it, comes out, and that forces C9 back. C9 going back every time they see a chance for Hammer to find an edge. Status on the Crystal Vox. He's very low. Does he drop? Not quite yet as Fearsome Shade comes out. Try to just peel for the side of Hammers. And Hammers, they find a kill on the Old School. And now they're going to find a turret. And Status on this Crystal Vox is surprisingly doing extremely well, Sean. And this is what an interesting decision by Hammers to switch Chicken and Status here. So far, it's paying out.
It seems to be paying out, Dragonborn. And we do see 3 assists on Status as this Vox. But who's actually, we actually see Paulie picking up some of the kills there as this Captain Baptiste. Very interesting. And what actually came into play really well into that last team fight was we had a really solid impale land on the members of C9. And just getting that impale down to root one of the members, it allowed a lot of damage to come down. Look at that, 469 damage from those impales.
Yeah, Status uses his company Paulie as well. Both pretty low as the minion wave pushes up to their turret. They're able to stop it. The barrier's not quite on as it starts to creep on, but they're going to fight an impale on to Old School. And there's the Githian wall. He gets stunned up. The Crystal Vox doing a lot of resonance damage here, but Status now, he's dropping low. And it's I Love Joseph and lunging in to find the kill. Now they're going to find Chicken, and just like that, C9 are bringing it back. They did not like having to lose a fight and a turret to Hammers this early. They're, of course, now going to be repaying Hammers nicely by taking their turret and getting the ace.
Paulie, what were you doing hanging around the turret there? I understand you don't want the wave to get pushed up. You want to clear out that wave, but don't do it at the expense of your own life and getting an ace.
Old School gets, he has to get a Vanguard to keep him alive. That Scout Trap might have actually taken his life. So they're very low. They're not risking it. They're not even going to be able to go for Gold Miner. I thought at this point, 10 minutes, they had already had 2 Gold Miners last game. This time around, no Gold Miners. They're even in objectives, and they're only up by 3,000 gold, or a little, actually a little bit under that, about 2,500 gold. So Hammers doing a better job, trying to find ways to win games here against the very, very dominant Cloud9.
check out status. He's actually got his Eve of Harvest there, as well as his alternating current. He's working towards broken mid, so he's going to be able to really ramp up his damage during these team fights. And they are becoming a little bit elongated, so we're going to have him do some serious work. If not, getting kills, and he's going to be getting some really good assists. Polly's caught out of position.
Polly is, and Polly doesn't really have any armor, so Polly's dropped. Status here, looking to try to fight something with the Vanguard and Old School. Oh, he dodges out the Impale too, blocks out. He's gonna go down though, and Status still alive. He's gonna drop thanks to I Love Joseph. Now it's just Chicken. I don't think Chicken's gonna survive this fight. He just needs 6 seconds. Misses the Gifted Wall. The Old School only hits Gabe, and that's another ace going over to Cloud9. They're gonna use this opportunity to pick up the gold mine and increase that gold lead.
Just when you were talking about it, Dragon, we didn't have a gold mine taken, and now it's about to be taken by C9. That's going to increase their gold lead, allow them to pick up those items quicker to get Old School to this late game. He needs to itemize and pick up another either Tornado Trigger or get some Tyrant's Monocle as well to continue that crit damage. And we can already see here, he's just doing so much work.
Yeah, a lot of work, Sean.
Attacked.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, they're even in objective still, but we're starting to see with that gold lead expanded, Cloud9, they're going to get more and more confidence. Petal is about to build her third tier 3 item. And they find Chicken. Ooh, Chicken, you better get out. As they're going to go in. Oh, they rotate the gauntlet up, though, to find Status and company. Status by himself. Chicken can't get in there in time, but are they going to be able to 2v3? They are. Old School wasn't able to get up there. The Eve of Harvest doing absolute tremendous work for Status right now. Another Impale finds Old School. They're looking to find Status here. They find a good chunk of damage. Status, he's just going to try to get away. He gets melted. Not sure why Status just couldn't try to get underneath this turret. There's another kill. And this is probably going to be another turret going over to C9.
Oh, really poor positioning coming out there from Status. And at first it was Old School poorly positioned. Oh, but they're still diving.
They're going to dive all the way into the Sanctuary. I don't think Polly's going to get out of there alive. He's not. And a few turrets back. There's not going to be a problem. Cloud9 is going to be able to just move up, take this the second turret, and clear out the jungle.
That C9 is showing in these team fights is just astounding. They're able to fight, dive under turrets, still take out the captain of the team. And now this Crystal Sentry is going over to them. They're just snowballing this game so hard. It started off kind of slow and low. 14-4 now here at 13 minutes in. If C9 can win the next couple of team fights, they're going to have the Kraken out, and who knows, they may not even need the Kraken to push into the space. There's only 3 turrets left.
I will say that this Petal pick has been struggling against Vox, and this is something we've heard people talk about. The Crystal Vox, it can deal with Petal better, but blown up. As you see, the whole team left. Polly going the other way, not able to support his team whatsoever. He doesn't give up the ace, but I don't think it's going to matter, John. Old School and company, they're just going to blow right through this last turret and keep pushing.
Target prioritization is so smart for C9 right now. They focused Status. They focused him to death. And then right after that, they turn on Chicken. Polly's going to be taken out. Good defensive, fearsome shade.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
And a kill as well. And this is surprising. Gabe didn't block a fearsome shade, a very pivotal one. I think maybe they got a little bit too cocky, not realizing how much CC was still left in the tank for Polly. Polly keeping the hopes of Hammers alive, and a rare miscue by Gabe Vizzle.
Yeah, usually he's on point with those Crucible blocks, but yeah, that one was really turned that fight around, and it actually cost Old School his life. But again, Polly's just putting himself out of position. And,
this is looking good for C9. Yeah, he's gonna. I Love Joseph. He's blown up here. He's gonna get the walled into the wrong side. He's trying to get out of here. Gabe Bizzle's the next to take some damage as they're gonna turn their attention on the Chicken. Polly, he's very low, just trying to stay alive as they find a kill onto. I Love Joseph. Old School, he's next, and it's a 2v1 now, as Gabe Vizzle's very low. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get out of here. Does Status see him? They do see him. Gabe Vizzle's now going to have to contest here. Status trying to find some damage. An Impale by Chicken surely would do the trick here. Does he get it? One more attack. They find the kill and the ace.
I was just talking about target priorities, Dragonborn, and Hammers had it in that fight. They focused down Old School, took a I Love Joseph, and all that. Gonna take a turret for. We're starting to see them.
Yeah, I'm starting to see them make a comeback. I mean, this is a crazy comeback if they make it happen. Oh, Sean, you got a little bit of mic issues there. I know you warned me about this.
Really good push off of it. There's only 3 turrets remaining for C9, 2 turrets remaining for Hammers, so it still could go either way.
No, it could. Cloud9, though, they're looking aggressive. Every time Hammers have won a fight, though, it's been when Cloud9's not together. Like, one of the either Old School or I Love Joseph or Gabe have moved away to either recall, and that's been kind of the problem. But now they're trying to contest Kraken. This is actually dangerous for Cloud9. I'm not sure if they won. They actually won the fight instead. There was a bait. They're looking to go in. Nice and pale. Old School. He's taking a lot. Poly's still alive, but Old School dropping. But it's Poly's going to drop first. Can Chicken get the kill? One more auto attack will do it. But Joseph re-initiates onto Chicken 123. Status, he's just not able to outtrade Gabe Bizzle with the cheeky gauntlet just to be safe, as all of Cloud9 survived that fight, and now they're able to close out this game.
The Troll Gauntlet comes down. They didn't need it, but they wanted it for showmanship, for sporting purposes, Dragonborn, and they're just going to easily take down these 2 turrets. The repositioning from Old School during that last team fight was pivotal to them winning that team fight, and they just guided around it. Old School kept going up, and that's how they were able to take down Hammers. Really well played these last 2 games. And what more can you expect from the reigning double unified champions?
Well, congratulations to Cloud9. Hammers, they had a little bit of fight in that game. There was a few plays I was impressed. A little bit of sloppiness, actually, by Cloud9 right at the very end. I think they thought they had won it, and, you know, a missed block here and there, and unfortunately not being together during one of those team fights. It maybe could have allowed Hammers to come back into it, but as soon as Cloud9 recomposed themselves, it came back together and fought as a 3-man unit.